Hello and welcome to Coach's Decision, a weekly sports talk show that touches on sports stories from the Bay Area and beyond. My name is Thomas Todd. I'm the morning show sports guy at Good Morning Monterey Bay. Joining me in studio, Producer Tory, and the man who is the champion of the league. It's Joaquin Nagel!
5,000 to 1 odds, Thomas. Who'd have thunk it?
There were 5,001 odds that you made it here on time, and you did. You're fantastically on time.
Not fantastically late.
It was 5,001 odds that we got all the people that were in the studio before us out of here. Neil Perlberg, the host before the Hour local radio show, likes to have, I'm not going to call it an orgy, but some kind of local festival.
Town meeting,
Tory called it, beforehand. So we got all those people out.
He likes to have radio voyeurs.
We're still waiting on their whiteness to leave the room.
Never going to happen.
Bringing the whiteness is me, Thomas Todd. You can follow me on Twitter at Giants Todd, Joaquin Nagel at _Nagel, and Producer Tory at Dangrest, DAHNGREST.
You spell Tory's Twitter handle every week as though people are going to know how to spell walk outside of like California.
JOAQ, man.
It's like guacamole, right?
Like, are
like
other
guacamole.
people going to know that?
Joaquin Nagel. They'll find you, buddy.
I know.
They'll find you. On our show today, we're going to talk about the NBA and soccer because Joaquin is here.
Yes.
We're going to talk about baseball and the Kentucky Derby because I'm going to force him to. We're going to give some love to our sponsor to start off the show, SeatGeek, because SeatGeek is our jam.
SeatGeek is the easiest way to buy tickets.
It is absolutely 100% easy to download the app, open the app, and all you see are little red and green dots.
Mm-hmm.
You select the red and green dot.
Well, I feel like you select the event.
No, the app opens to what I want.
Oh, okay.
It knows
bad.
I want a Giants ticket.
All right.
It knows I want to go to a Giants game. I can't say that it's a preference, can I? No, I cannot. You open the event you want to go to, little green dots, big green dots, and red dots appear. Green means good. Bigger green means really good. Red means don't buy that ticket. You can find a better price somewhere else. And also, the price shown on the screen is the price you pay at checkout. It is the most fantastically easy and wonderful site. They aggregate tickets from all websites, so they're pooling together all the best deals for you. My listeners, our listeners, they don't just listen to me, Joaquin. They listen to you and sometimes Tory.
I'd like to think so.
Get $20 rebate after their first purchase if they use the offer code SFG20. But you must download the app, go to the settings tab, and click add a promo code, enter SFG20, and you'll get sent $20 after you've made your first purchase. We love SeatGeek. Thank you so much. I'm going to some Giants games coming up. We'll be purchasing through the SeatGeek app. Also, maybe a Warriors playoff game.
Maybe.
Here or there. We
my.
shall see. Depends on what day of the week they're on. They can't be on a Wednesday.
Right.
Can't be on May the 4th.
They can't be on a Wednesday, otherwise you just watch them on the Giants screen in the studio.
Now, Tori, you can jump in here because this is your holiday. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. And also with you.
Oh, I think that's more of a religious underpinning. How do nerds celebrate this day?
I think it's kind of like our version of Cinco de Mayo, except we all go home and watch Star Wars and drink.
Okay. What do nerds drink?
The same things normal people drink.
I'm suspect of that.
No, it's definitely the same things. I went to a nerd college. I can attest.
You went to a nerd college?
Explicitly.
Is that why you were so good at Ultimate Frisbee? Because it was just a bunch of nerds?
That sounds more like a hippie college.
Oh, okay. Ultimate's more impactful, though. It's more high energy.
I mean, not how the hippies play it.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Who, Joaquin, is the Darth Vader of the NBA?
Pat Riley. Pat Riley might be more like the Palpatine, and we don't know it, but D. Wade is Darth Vader.
Oh, that's interesting because D. Wade absolutely throat crushed a couple of teams recently.
Also, D. Wade is a master of the dark arts.
I agree.
I know
with
that's
that.
a different whole nerdy thing, but
I agree with that 100%. That game against Charlotte.
Yes.
In Charlotte.
Threes. D. Wade raining threes. He hadn't made 2 threes all of 2016 before that game.
This is an obscure reference, but he decapitated them. He removed their heads and destroyed their brain, to slip in a Shaun of the Dead reference. Hitting those 2 threes and then blocking Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker was on fire in that game.
Greatest shot blocking 2-guard of all time. D. Wade.
Oh, man. Yeah, he has more playoff blocks, I think, than any guard of all time.
I'm glad we're including playoff blocks. Thomas.
Oh, man, that's another deep reference. Let's not get into that. And then to go out in game 1, blow the game. The Heat blew the game.
Mm-hmm.
They had a 3-point lead with 6 seconds left, a 2-point lead with 4 seconds left, and they blew both of those.
I don't think they had. Okay, all right, never mind.
It's the same lead.
Yeah.
But they threw the ball away. Whiteside couldn't hit his free throws. Kyle Lowry hits a running half-court shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Darth Vader Palpatine.
They didn't look like they were going to lose in overtime. All of overtime, it felt like
but anyone could win in overtime.
Anyone could win in any game, but it felt like the Heat were winning the whole time.
They won that game so hard in overtime that Kyle Lowry stayed after to shoot.
He was in the gym shooting until 12:30.
Yeah.
At night.
Well, I mean, that's about
East
four
Coast time.
hours before most NBA players go to bed. So
Fair.
he still went out after. He still got some drink on.
He got some good views.
Yeah. Of course he did.
That was a Drake reference.
Oh, see, I'm going to miss all those.
See, I'm trying to help the
We
whiteness
don't get any
quotient.
YouTube views, so that's
He's
why
from
I'm
the Six.
not a curious.
Yeah.
You what?
See, even
He's
Tory
from
knows.
the Six. What?
That's just, I thought that was On the Six was a Jennifer Lopez album.
Oh my goodness. I'm resisting the urge to hit my head against the mic.
Okay. Okay. So we talked about Wade, so we have to talk about Darth Sidious. Is that LeBron James?
No, that's Riley, Palpatine.
Palpatine, okay.
Yeah, and then
Count Dooku?
No,
Is that Popovich?
LeBron James is probably some sort of deep cut character from Shadows that like went to the dark side, then came out and went back to the light side if Cleveland represents the light.
Oh, okay. So when he was...
Cadus.
There you go. See?
See, that's what
It's
we
our
have
holiday.
Tory for. Okay, so you wanted to talk about the drubbing that Cleveland put on Atlanta today.
I just wanted to at least acknowledge it. We're coming on right after one of the most lopsided defeats in recent memory.
What was the
Ever
halftime?
since Spurs Thunder game 1.
What was the halftime score today? Tory, you have it in your notes?
Oh, God. I don't have it. It was Cavs 70. Okay, so the Hawks Twitter account, keeping its sense of humor, tweeted the halftime score as Cavs 74, and the Hawks was just a picture of the MJ crying meme.
Yep.
We need to-
Crying MJ all over the Hawks Twitter tonight.
Yeah.
That meme's got to go.
That meme might die once every NBA team uses it on their official Twitter account. But until that day,
Do the Sacramento Kings have a Twitter account?
of course
Yes.
they do.
Is it any good? There's Vlade Divac running it and has no idea how to use it. His thumbs
just-
are too big.
Vlade
to-
Divac
Just
is like, how
Vivek
does this
saying,
thing
like,
work?
did you get my poke?
It's Vlade. Oh my goodness.
Oh, actually, he tried to tweet something, but he fell over. 'cause-
We're trying to institute cherry pick.
Oh, God bless the Kings.
So the lopsided win, Cleveland.
Maybe it's actually just tweeting like, hand down, man down. Will this get me Mark Jackson as coach?
Do the Hawks need to pick a different league to play in? Because they keep running into the Cavs, and they're probably going to get swept out again.
I've seen the Cavs manhandle all the teams in the East really just puts a damper on all the talk that was going on all year about how the East is better and how the East is improved and it's not going to be so easy anymore. LeBron's just going to waltz to the finals again.
What if he runs into D-Wade?
You mean Heat Island?
Darth Wader.
Darth Wader.
Well, that's Deion Waiters.
And
Darth Waiters. He is sinister.
and then, so Tory, what's some sort of evil empire robot thing that they built that's supposed to combat the rebels?
Like,
Not like an AT-AT.
I was going to say, like,
not
Darth Grievous.
There you go. See, that's Whiteside.
General Grievous. That's
General
good.
Grievous.
That's good. I have a couple grievances with the way Whiteside handles himself on and off the court, but we can get into that. LeBron says he embraces having to play Wade possibly in the next round. He wants to play against his friend.
But LeBron's also my beef with beef. That's what
You
a
and
dumb-
LeBron
what
are
a-
not beefing.
what a
You are
dumb
certainly
way to
not
try
beefing.
to phrase that. The thing I don't like about how LeBron constructs his teams, or like how the teams around LeBron have been constructed ever since he went to the Heat the first time, is like he always feels like he needs more. Like he doesn't have enough. Like for some reason it's not enough for just him to be on the team. Like this year they had to cut and waive Anderson Varejao so they can go pick up Channing Frye. Like that's gonna sure it'll improve your team a little bit. But they have the highest wages in the league. They have Kyrie. They traded for Shumpert and JR and Mozgov last year. And it seems like he's never content with the players on his team. It's like a Larry Brown syndrome.
It's because he's not content with the result.
Or the likelihood.
And he refuses to look inward.
But it feels like he needs it to be a certainty that he's going to win, not that he wants competition.
Well, have you ever met a New York Yankees fan? which LeBron James is.
What about a Dallas Cowboys fan?
Yeah. I mean, it's never wrong with them. It's something wrong with, somebody got hurt, or, we got screwed, this bad call, this and that, this and that. They can't internalize it. They can't look at themselves and be like, this is the reason we lost. Even Brian Cashman, right now, the GM for the Yankees, is saying, I put together this team. I know this is a winning team. They are underperforming. It's the same thing.
All right.
LeBron put together this team.
Some solid front-runner shade you're throwing there.
Yeah. I'm just saying, LeBron put together this team basically himself. He wrote a letter excluding Andrew Wiggins from the team, and
Anthony Bennett. Don't forget Anthony Bennett. He didn't write Anthony Bennett's name in the letter.
Anthony Bennett wouldn't have recognized his own name on a piece of paper because he hasn't seen one at the bottom of a contract in a while.
Ooh.
That guy is out of the league.
Yes.
At least Andrew Wiggins is somewhere being productive, despite LeBron.
I mean, Canada even tried to save their prodigal son, or their first prodigal son. Maybe Anthony Bennett's like Lancelot, while Andrew Wiggins is like Sir Galahad. The promise thereof.
I still think Vince Carter is Canada's son, even though he's not from there.
No.
I think they adopted him.
Fair.
Okay. We have to talk about the Warriors. We usually lead with them. I tried to bury them a little bit, but man, are they still impressive without Steph Curry.
They're such a joy to watch. It's an amazing team to watch.
How many points did Portland score in the fourth quarter?
11.
12.
12, sorry.
12!
12 points.
12 points in the fourth quarter.
Sorry, the Warriors erased an 11-point deficit.
To win by 11. They outscored them by 22 points in a quarter where there's no Steph Curry walking through that door. Willis Reed is not walking through that door to win the game. How did they win it, Joaquin?
So here's a few things. In the first half, Anderson Varejao.
You have notes.
I do have notes. I remember. I just don't want to misquote it. Anderson Varejao played 3 minutes, and he was -2 in those 3 minutes. And then they went to a different backup center, Mo Spates, who took 4 shots and was -4 in 4 minutes. And this is Portland extending the lead. And so finally, Steve Kerr thinks to himself, I guess I'll break the in case of emergency break glass case and pull out Draymond Green at center in the first half. They play the Draymond Green at center lineup with Ian Clark, Klay Thompson,
An invigorated Ian Clark, a very invigorated Ian Clark.
Yeah, Iguodala and Barnes. And they go on a run. They cut it, but then Portland calls timeout. Portland pushes the lead back, and Kerr thinks to himself, fine. I'll break the next pain. And he pulls Sean Livingston off the bench and puts him in for Ian Clark. They make another run, and then Portland still survives, makes the 3 at the end of the half, up 8. So the Warriors pulled out some of the stops in that first half at the end of it to try to retake the lead or at least get it close. And they still weren't able to do it.
So you're telling me there was a man looming, 7 feet tall.
7 feet tall.
From an unknown land.
The third pane of incursive emergency break glass.
Cameron Payne is not the third pane?
No, it's
Major Payne?
It's actually playing Festus Ezeli. I don't. Why didn't he play? Why wasn't he the first center off the bench? What is going on?
They're saving him.
Were they saving him?
Absolutely. He's coming off knee issues.
Okay.
Same thing with Curry. Why is he not playing? He probably, if it was Game 7 of the finals, he would have been out there.
Kerr said after Game 1 that he played Anderson Varejao because he liked the matchup.
Kerr can say a lot of things. Doesn't mean he means all of them.
Fair.
It also means he might need Anderson Varejao in a critical moment in the finals. Keep the guy warm. He's not hurt.
What it did show me is that it showed me the importance of all of the times they actually played Draymond Green at center with Sean Livingston instead of Steph Curry on the floor.
The defense the regular season. So much better.
The defense is great, but also Kerr had the foresight to get that group a lot of playing time together. In case of situations like last night.
Well,
where
Iguodala's injury
Curry
helped
available.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he sort of built up a large group of lineups that the Warriors could rely on instead of only having a few key lineups.
So what I've noticed about this team without Curry is the defense. It's the fact that throwing Klay and Livingston out on the perimeter against McCollum and Damian Lillard, they can't stop them because you can't stop Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. But what you can do is as they try to turn the corner, your length and your skill can bother them ever so slightly, giving enough time for the weak side defenders, Festus, Draymond, to come over and contest the shots.
But it has to bother. If in a screen and roll situation, the big who's guarding the screener has to actually try to play defense on the ball handler a little bit. They have to show. So Bogut doesn't show because he's more of an in the paint sort of guy, and so you have to pursue hard over the screen. But when Verajao and Spates don't show, the ball handler can go all the way to the rack and lay it in because there's no rim protector.
Right.
And so that's the main issue with trying to rely on this defense first mentality when you're subbing in Verajao and Spates.
But Draymond Green has become a rim protector.
He is a rim protector.
At 6'6".
With giant arms. He blocked a jump shot again last night.
My goodness. I thought it was Festus. I'm watching the game, and I'm deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
And he blocks that shot at the rim, and I go, wow, Festus again? And he runs down the court, and I see 23 flashing on his back.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, holy cow. That is not the kind of play a 6'6" chubby kid out of college should be able to make.
That is not the kind of play a chubby kid should be able to make. But Draymond Green, he found that work ethic, got his body right. He's making those plays.
Those 5 defenders that they can throw out on the floor is an incredible unit to watch.
Mm-hmm.
A team that can hold a very good Portland team to 12 points.
I mean, they held video game Dame scoreless in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he scored 17 in the third.
Yeah, I was really impressed that the Warriors actually only gave up 3 points, or only had 3 points added to their deficit in the third quarter when Damian Lillard put up his one of the best scoring displays that we'll see all playoffs.
Yeah, well, Clay had a good second half. He was a little rough around the edges in the first half. Draymond wasn't hitting his threes. But Clay had a couple big ones down the stretch.
Yeah, for all our effusive praise of Draymond Green, he wasn't hitting that between the legs, step back off balance 3-pointer from the top of the key he took.
There's something to be said for confidence.
There is something to be said for confidence. Also, if you take away those 2 late threes that Clay made, for the first one from the corner off the offensive rebound to tie the game, and then the next one after he ran the slalom through everyone from the wing to take the lead, he's only 3 for his other 12 threes he attempted.
Yeah.
He was 7 for 20 in the game. Well, sure, he had a good second half. He got to the line a lot more than usual for Clay. He had attempted 8 free throws, making all of them. But he wasn't like a screaming ball of efficiency that we saw in the first game.
No, well, someone has to be kind of a volume scorer while Curry's not
he and
out there.
Draymond both attempted to be that volume scorer. They both attempted 20 shots, and neither of them hit half of them.
Yeah.
And so all of this adds up to what Portland would want to see to potentially win a game against the Warriors. They're resorting to volume shooting. They're missing their outside shots. They're playing their worst defensive players off the bench. They're playing Clark, Barbosa, and Spates all at the same time in the second quarter when the lead got pushed to 17. They're doing all of these things to just try to help the Blazers, but still, in case of emergency, break glass and Draymond at center, and boom, they come back.
Well,
and
in
win
the
it.
fourth quarter, you go, okay, we need a calming moment. You give Sean Livingston the ball. You say, everybody clear out.
You
backs
put him
his
at the
guy
elbow.
down, and he hits a 9-footer.
Mhm.
He hits it every time.
Mm-hmm.
He had the ball. He's dribbling along the right wing, and I said, this is where everyone gets out of the way, and Livingston pulls his shot. That is his shot.
And still, even Livingston didn't make half his shots for the game.
Right. But in the right moment, he made his shot, and they knew whose number to call at what time.
Yes.
So, wow, man, what a game.
What a game.
Moving on to another crazy ending. We saw this Monday night, you and I,
Oh, yeah.
together,
Yes.
but separate,
With a lot of whoas, whoa.
and a lot of missed calls. You have in front of you the Zapruder sheet
The Zapruder report.
that the NBA puts out about the last 2 minutes of every game saying this call was right, this call was wrong, this happened, this happened, this happened.
Yes.
I'm going to go through the list of things I can remember.
Okay.
Manu Ginobili steps over the line as Dion Waiters attempts to inbound the ball.
Incorrect non-call on a delay of game, which would be a technical foul given it's in the last 2 minutes, so Oklahoma City would have gotten a free throw and then tried to inbound the ball again.
Dion Waiters fouls Manu Ginobili by throwing an elbow at him before throwing in the inbounds pass.
Incorrect non-call on a offensive foul on the inbounds.
Dion Waiters leaves his feet to inbound the ball.
Correct non-call.
Correct non-call.
Correct non-call. The language is confusing, but according to the NBA, the player is allowed to jump as long as they're allowed to jump to pass as long as they don't land, and as long as they land in the area that they were supposed to inbound the ball from, and they're not allowed to use any sort of seat or table to gain an advantage. So you can jump up and throw it, but you can't jump up and land. You can't run the baseline or anything like that either. It's not a made basket, but you can jump straight up and throw the ball in.
Next call, I don't agree with. Manu Ginobili throws the ball backwards over his shoulder to Patty Mills into the corner on a shot Manu Ginobili has made 7,000 times in his career.
He was about to get stuffed by Steven Adams. He was going to get stuffed all the way back to Argentina.
You're supposed to say correct call. You're supposed to read it like you're reading it off the
Sorry.
Zapruder sheet. I was setting you up for that.
Correct non-call.
Why did Patty Mills airball that 3?
Because he was scared of Steven Adams, too. Steven Adams comes charging at him from the paint.
You know who's not scared of Steven Adams? That fan.
Oh, Steven Adams falls into the stands, and a fan grabs his arm. That's not on the sheet.
Yeah, it's not the last 2-minute fan report. There's a separate fan report that Mark Cuban is just all over every Dallas Mavericks game. What else stands out from you? Because people were hounding about the Spurs should have been awarded this and that, but it all started with Manu going over the line.
Also, but you even missed one during the inbound process.
Did I? What was the other one?
Kawhi Leonard grabs the back of Russell Westbrook's jersey as he's trying to get open. Well, incorrect non-call.
He thought it was the end of the game, and in soccer, you exchange jerseys at the end of the game.
Okay,
so.
yeah, because the defensive player of the year could do no wrong.
He can't. No, the Sharktopus.
And then the final shooting foul, Serge Ibaka, when he grabbed LaMarcus's jersey when LaMarcus was trying to put back that air ball. Incorrect non-call.
So do we just pretend that game never happened?
No. But we do see that Oklahoma City was able to build a 9-point lead and then tried their darndest to choke it all away. And they have the worst plus-minus of any team remaining from the fourth quarter during the regular season. They have routinely been giving away fourth-quarter leads.
But here's my counterpoint. They beat the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. Yeah. Regardless of what happened, they were within a point.
Second team to do so this year.
Who's the other team?
The Golden State Warriors.
Golden State Warriors. Okay. Now, we've cleaned up all the series that we care about, or do you have another point?
Just a couple more things off the sheet. We got the correct The NBA said that Danny Green and Kevin Durant briefly collide before Danny Green cleanly strips the ball. But if you just watch the tape, he doesn't touch the ball at all. Mm-hmm. He touches Durant's forearm, and Durant drops the ball, but they called that a correct non-call. Like, this whole thing is literally, I don't even buy the answers the NBA is giving us.
Joaquin Javi.
No, but here's what I do. This is what I do think. I'm fine with how it all played out.
It's the end of a basketball game.
It's the end of a basketball
chaotic.
game. I think it would have been really, really awful if Dion Waiters got called for that push-off foul when it's clear Manu Ginobili isn't giving him the proper space that the NBA dictates that you're supposed to give someone. And he clearly steps on the line, almost all the way out of bounds. But yes, Waiters fouls Manu, but, I'm fine with just with the refs swallowing their whistles there. Also, we missed another incorrect no call. While the ball is still out of bounds, Patty Mills grabs onto Steven Adams when he's trying to run and set another screen. Like, the Thunder ran an action where there were going to be multiple screens set on the side of the court where they were attacking before Waiters could inbound the ball. And Steven Adams went and set the first screen, and then as he tried to peel away to set the other, Patty Mills grabs a hold of him.
I have a question.
Okay.
How many referees are on the floor?
3.
How many incorrect calls the NBA say happened in the last 2 minutes?
Not in the last 2 minutes. In the last 13 and a half seconds. There's 5.
You need more referees. Let's get 9 referees out there.
No, let's just let them play basketball.
I agree with that.
I liked it. It was one of the better viewing experiences I've had recently.
It's hard because at that moment in the game, everyone is playing harder than they've played the entire game. You give every last ounce of juice that last play. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that comes out in pulling someone's jersey, or stepping over the line, or trying to hit someone in the face with an elbow.
Pulling someone else's jersey, or almost mauling Patty Mills after he lands, and you're 7-foot Steven Adams.
Or what I'd be doing, crying in the corner, every last ounce of my tears.
Being grabbed by a fan.
All right, we did 25 minutes in the playoffs. There's more basketball to get to still.
Okay.
But we're going to take a quick sponsorship break to tell you guys about Fanatics.com and FansEdge.com, 2 fabulous sports merch websites that we have been working with since almost the inception of this show. They have 20, 30, even 40% off deals for sports merchandise across the 4 major sports: soccer, college sports, everything you could ever want merch-wise, T-shirts, coffee mugs, license plate frames, all the stupid stuff that you just have to prove you are a proper sports fan. You can get on Fanatics.com and FansEdge.com. What we ask you to do is to go to those websites, but click through our website, CoachesDecisionKSCO.com. We have links in every post that we make. Click through there. They'll send us some sweet sponsorship kickbacks, and you'll get big discounts off retail price on all the sports merchandise you want. Fanatics.com, FansEdge.com, but click through CoachesDecisionKSCO.com. Housekeeping NBA time, Joaquin.
Yes.
This isn't Star Wars related because Chris Bosh looks more like a character from Jurassic Park.
Although I'm sure he does enjoy Star Wars, given his propensity for coding. What? Chris Bosh loves coding. He believes in coding, and he believes in teaching coding to children.
What?
You don't know about this?
No.
He's a big proponent of like childhood computer science education.
Oh, I heard coding.
Coding.
I heard like scissor up, like
Oh no.
like
no.
NyQuil.
Tori, are you with me here?
Yes.
Did you know
were
what I was
following
saying?
with
Yes.
coding.
Coding.
Okay, I was not following that.
Okay.
I'm very sorry.
That's fine.
I was having Jamarcus Russell flashbacks.
I like that. For me, I was thinking about Chris Bosh and how he was so great in the community and doing all this proactive work
Because he and
for
Cammy
children.
Cam love the kids.
And then you were thinking about Pimp C and you had chopped and screwed music.
Round out your G's.
I
English
just-
is your native language. Coding.
Coding.
Gh. Coding.
Coding.
Coding. Coding.
Not coding. Coding.
I was like,
We've got an episode title right here.
You can't give that to children. But you can have them code. Though it will probably just lead to more WikiLeaks.
Oh.
All right.
Was that like a diapers joke?
No, I think it was Chris Bosh's body is leaking on the inside, or failing to leak on the inside.
Failing to move. Yeah.
Read your statement.
Okay.
You put it in the notes. Read the statement.
So Chris Bosh has been applying a lot of pressure to the Heat organization because he really wants to play, and he's saying doctors have cleared him to play. The Heat have never officially said what he's been diagnosed with. They haven't released an announcement about that. The idea that it's a return to the blood clot condition that
Or
he
that
had
he's a cold-blooded
last year.
dinosaur, probably.
or that he or that he doesn't have warm blood.
He's not a mammal. The man is not a mammal.
The man is not a mammal. Statements by Thomas Todd.
Have we proven he has body hair?
No.
Does he lay eggs?
Maybe.
Hey, some mammals lay eggs.
The duck-billed platypus and the spiny echidna.
And the spiny-haired Bosh raptor. The Bosha-raptor.
It was him in those roller skates in that GIF, right? Roller skating raptor GIF. Look it up. Continue with your statement.
Okay, so Chris Bosh, then as a well-standing member of the union, convinced the players' union to try to get involved, and flew on Mickey Harrison's plane to Toronto for Game 1 because he can fly now. But
Because he's a raptor.
yes, he evolved. He grew wings.
Devolved.
No, the dinosaurs became birds.
Dinosaurs became chickens.
I'm hungry.
Okay, so this all culminates in today. The Miami Heat, via their, I'm sure multiple sources, released a statement, and it's their first official statement on Chris Bosh in a very long time, and it reads, the Miami Heat and Chris Bosh announced that Chris will not be playing in the remainder of the 2016 NBA playoffs. The Heat, Chris, the doctors and medical team have been working together throughout this process and will continue to do so to return Chris to playing basketball as soon as possible.
Okay. So the doctors have been working with him. They do not specify a specific issue.
Nope.
They do not say what is withholding him from these games.
Yes.
They don't say why they no longer return Mrs. Bosh's phone calls.
That's also true. I'm sure they return Gabrielle Union's phone calls. Why aren't they returning
Because
Mrs.
she's on
Bosh's
the banana boat. She's got the fourth seat on the banana boat. Chris Paul's been moved to the back.
Okay.
Not a bad view.
No. I mean, Chris Paul is a big fan of the Busta Rhymes video, I Love My Chick. Was that also lost on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tori also loves her chicks because they're dinosaurs. They're baby dinosaurs.
Well, I was just trying to help
How
again with the
derailed
whiteness.
have we gone?
Hey, we're still talking about dinosaurs and hence Chris Bosh and the Heat. I think we're okay.
Yeah.
You can produce something else.
But we're
Tori.
not talking about the Raptors.
No, we're not talking about the Raptors.
I'm just sad no one said the word viviparous yet. That's all.
Okay. But no, they still haven't specified what it is. And if this now keeps him out of the next year of basketball, then they can have a shortcut to taking him off their books for a medical leave or medical reasons.
But don't they have to produce documents that would have to say what exactly he has?
You'd think so.
They'd have to say this is a lingering condition. This doctor said that this still exists, or there's an X percentage chance that this could come back and kill him.
There's a non-trivial chance that he could die during a professional game of basketball.
Or during a plane flight. Like, you're not supposed to fly on a plane.
Apparently, he's been cleared to fly because he flew to Charlotte and he flew to Toronto.
Well, good. He and Kevin Smith can sit on a plane together now.
Okay.
Kevin Smith famously refers to himself in the third person as too fat to fly.
Well, he was kicked off a Southwest Airlines flight for not buying a second seat.
Oh, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to him.
And to
Southwest Airlines. Good press. The Kevin Smith backlash, I think, went too far.
Yeah, the people disliking Kevin Smith.
People hate Kevin Smith now. 15 years ago, it was like, oh man, you like Kevin Smith? That's awesome.
So do I. Like, we know about these things, and we're like young people who like film.
Yeah. He knows who Greedo is.
Right.
Speaking of Star Wars Day. Either way, what is Bosh's path back to the NBA?
Is it really possible to say? The doctors, medical team, he, and Chris are all working to get Chris playing basketball as soon as possible.
I'm going to regret this, Joaquin, because I have every single time we've ever done it.
Okay.
But we're going to take a call.
All right.
Caller, Jesse and SC, what would you like to talk about?
Hey, I'm just bouncing off from what you guys are saying with the whole Chris Bosh thing. First off, as far as the raptor or the dinosaur appearance of him, I think DeMar DeRozan looks more like a damn raptor than Chris Bosh.
Yeah, but Chris Bosh is a raptor with a mid-range jump shot.
It's all in the Bosh scream.
Yeah, but I think DeMar's done more for the Raptors than Chris. He's gotten into the second round at least.
He did actually.
Bosh just kind of took a contract and teamed up with LeBrick and D Wade, D Washed.
Oh man!
Here we
go. The fans are so much meaner to the players than we are. We're pretty mean to the players.
No,
I got the mean nicknames on lock.
Okay. Did you want us to talk about something else? Did you have a question?
Well, I'm kind of just sitting here listening to your show. I just, I'm interested in conversation what you guys are talking about, and I'd love to chime in with you guys and kind of, I don't really have anything. I mean, I could push my music. You can go download my music, soundcloud.com/your-boy, JESSE.
All right, Jesse.
Other than that, I enjoy your guys' conversation. You guys seem like some cool cats.
All right, cool, man. Well, we appreciate your efforts, and keep those nicknames rolling in. We want to hear some more of those. That's Jesse from Santa Cruz. Thank you so much for calling in. Joaquin, we're apparently not being mean enough to the players.
No, I like Jesse's point of DeMar having done more for the Raptors as a player than Chris ever did.
Wow. Who was his best point guard, Chris Bosh, when he was with Toronto?
Do you have one off the top of your head?
I got nothing.
Okay.
Who did they even draft back then?
After they took Bosh, fourth overall in the great draft of 2003?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
That's why. Cause that's why DeRozan's done more, because he has Kyle Lowry, who's the best point guard in the East.
Ooh, I disagree.
Who's the best point guard in the East?
I think John Wall's a better player. I think John Wall doesn't have the team around him that Kyle Lowry has, and I think Lowry has done more this year. But if you were going to ask me who do I want for next year, Kyle Lowry or John Wall, I'm taking John Wall.
Okay. Well, we're going to have some quick takes from you, Joaquin, because we are blowing through this episode now. We have talked so much NBA, a couple more things to cover.
Okay.
Luke Walton to the Lakers, your thoughts?
Good for Luke Walton. Seems like accelerated for the average time you would expect it to take to get from first becoming lead assistant to actually becoming an NBA coach. I don't love this hire for the Lakers. They're going to have to be patient with him and give him time.
You want Kurt Rambis?
I mean, the comedy. the number of times he would like another Instagram or Twitter butt account.
Remember, Lakers, tragedy plus time equals comedy.
Well, that's what we've gotten over the past few years. Maybe that's what we've gotten with Kobe's career. No,
the
I don't
tragic
think so.
comedy.
The tragic comedy. No.
So,
sorry.
you like it for Luke, though, you said?
No, I like it for Luke. I mean, there are only 30 head coaching jobs, and he's got to get one eventually.
But Sam Mitchell had one of them last year. You can get another job.
Well, Sam Mitchell's never going to get another job.
You keep saying that.
He's not going to get another job.
If we had this show for 5 years, you would have been saying that for 5 years.
Well, he was. We're talking about Timberwolves, right?
Yeah.
Head coach, Sam Mitchell. He was Flip Saunders' lead assistant, and Flip Saunders tragically passed away, and so he took over as interim head coach.
You can take this team from my cold, dead fingers.
Oh, God, no. Boo, Thomas, boo. No, but they weren't going to fire Sam Mitchell, and Sam Mitchell clearly had a roadmap to getting the team better and forcing them to play inside, take fewer threes, develop Zach LaVine, and then they played much better in the last half of the season, and now he's no longer going to be the head coach. For
Your
all we know,
ability-
he's going to stay with the organization.
Your ability to take my jokes and turn them into serious analysis is why you should make $100 million a year. That's amazing. I throw out stupid lines about sports I barely know about, and Joaquin turns it into an X's and O's of inside-out shooting and the triangle offense, which no one understands.
No, it's not that no one understands it. It's just that the NBA's moved past it. Like, no one shoots 20-footers anymore. You don't design your offense to kick the ball to the weak side and have someone shoot a 20-footer.
I'm still telling jokes, and you're still giving analysis. Fantastic work.
Thank you, Thomas.
All right, moving on. The Kings. Tory.
The Kings.
Get in here.
The Kings' coaching job is basically the defense against the dark arts position of the NBA.
Thank you, Tory.
Good God.
Who is Snape in this situation? Is it George Carl?
No, George Carl seems more like a
Quirrell?
slughorn.
Oh, no, he's Professor Quirrell.
No, he's definitely a slughorn. He's old. He's making a grand return to try to set the record, but really it's just because he has some demons in the closet or something of that nature. Is that the slughorn story? More or less.
No, Slughorn was just like really amiable and like really like buddy with everybody.
Yeah.
Does this make David Blatt Professor Lupin?
No, David Blatt's going to New York.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
It's not Kurt Rambis?
They need a good Jewish coach in New York.
Because there aren't
they need
enough
to meet-
good Jewish men in New York.
They need to meet a nice boy. Why can't you meet a nice coach?
You should meet my grandson. He's such a nice boy.
Okay, sorry.
Derek Fisher has proven he is not a nice boy.
Yes.
He and Matt Barnes have proven that they are not nice boys.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that they can't play nice.
God, I hope Matt Barnes stays in Memphis.
He belongs in Memphis.
Oh yeah, with Zebo and Lance.
He was trying to alpha dog,
He was alpha dogging.
but he's not. He can't do that.
Yeah, but he was still doing it.
Those last two games against the Warriors, he was so trying to alpha dog the Warriors.
Yeah,
It's
it was
just not
great.
going to happen.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at him returning to the Warriors.
They don't need him.
Yeah, but
They have Draymond. They
you
don't
didn't
need that
enjoy
crap.
the three captains era of Matt Barnes, Captain Jack, and Monte.
I enjoy winning.
Yeah, but that's like the rawest set of captains you can get.
Okay, the Kings coaching pool. You got Blatt gone.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Jackson coaxed out of broadcasting.
I don't think Mark Jackson is leaving broadcasting to not coach a team to the playoffs.
Okay, and it's
I
the
think
Kings,
it's like
so
I
moving
think
on.
it's in his I just think it's in his interest to make sure he's successful immediately in his next head coaching job.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to come back to coaching, because of how much success the Warriors had once he left.
Yeah, what
he
could ease the pain of Mark Jackson? What can we get him?
His resume says, I was a first-time head coach, and then within 2 years, I got the team to the playoffs. We got to the second round, and we returned to the playoffs the next year. We lost in the first round despite losing our starting center, and it took us 7 games. Then I got fired, and in his pitch, right, this is his perspective, he says I got fired too soon. And yes, the team improved, but it would have improved also with me at the helm. But you can't sell that. You can sell that. He could probably sell that to someone. But he can't continue to sell it after his next job if he's not successful right away at his next job.
Okay.
Anyway, so
Vinny Del Blanco?
yes, he is
That's the
desperate
man
to
you
get
want?
it. That's the man I think is going to take the
He
job.
got a bad rap for the Clips, right?
He's desperate to get back in. He's selling himself now as an analytics guy. He went to the Sloan conference. He was talking analytics on podcasts. He's doing the Vertical Pod with Woj. He's doing Zach Lowe's podcast. He coached the Bulls and he coached the Clippers, and I don't actually think he got a bad rap with the Clippers.
I want to root for Patrick Ewing to get this job, only because I want to see how sweaty he gets the last few minutes of the fourth quarter.
Oh, God. And the Golden One Center is like all glass.
Ooh.
That's going to be a giant greenhouse.
Oh my.
Those who live in
Patrick
glass
Ewing
houses
and
shouldn't
Henry
have
Bibby.
stones.
And Henry Bibby.
Let's get Henry Bibby away from all of the women involved. Henry Bibby has a reputation, let's say. Mike Bibby, not an only child.
I don't think
Oh, my God.
I don't think Pat Ewing is getting a head coaching job.
Okay, well, I drink and I know things. So
Yes,
I'm
you
going to
do,
root
Thomas.
for Patrick Ewing, but it's not going to happen. One more basketball story.
Okay.
We can finally be done with all the people who like baseball and football and soccer. Can
We can
finally
try
rejoice.
to bring him back in.
Russell Wilson
Mm-hmm.
is an NFL basketball player, or an NFL football player.
He is an NFL football player.
Yes. He wants the Seattle Supersonics to come back.
Yeah, it seems like everyone wants the Supersonics to come back right after they're officially gone.
Yeah.
Or it's like when the sale was finally going through to Clay Bennett's Oklahoma City group that he said that he was going to keep the team in Seattle, but but only
Stein-
if they built a public arena.
Stern didn't care.
But Stern didn't care, and the billionaire population of Seattle didn't care until it was evident that the deal was going through. And then who's the Starbucks guy? Is that Howard Schultz? I forget. No,
I think so. I don't know. I'm not a CEO guy.
Then he swoops in and he says, "Oh, I'll buy the team now. I'll pay for the arena. I'll do it now because it's just free publicity to be like, I'm from here and I'm going to keep the team here," knowing fair and well that he's never going to have to buy it.
The Seattle Super Starbucks.
The Seattle's
that's
Seattle's
not bad.
best Starbucks. Seattle's best Sonics. Is that it?
They could be the Mermaids. That'd be a good. I'm surprised the Mermaids wasn't an ABA team at any point.
The Seattle Sirens.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. I like the Seattle
Yeah.
Sirens. Okay, done and done. We're going to make that call.
Their mascot could have been Kevin Durant tied to a post of a ship.
A bunch of hot women from Oklahoma singing outside. All right, one more sponsorship break, then we're going to get to a little bit of soccer before we bring on Tory for Tory Topics. 99 Bottles, our local sponsor, located in downtown Santa Cruz on Walnut between Pacific and Cedar. It is the premier dining and drinking destination in downtown. It's centrally located. Their drink selection is off the hook. They have every beer you could ever imagine. They have a full bar, full plates of food, French fries, anything you can dream of. 99 Bottles can do it. Bring your dog. They have a patio. You can watch sports.
Local beers on tap.
Local brews on tap.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen a good local? What's a good local brew right now?
Discretion. I think they had the Discretion Uncle Dave's Rye IPA there.
Ooh,
Last time I went.
that's a
Uncle
really good one.
Dave's.
That is a nice rye IPA. You can actually find too many rye IPAs around here, so I'm really happy Discretion did that. We'll have to get them to sponsor the show, but for now, you can drink Discretion's Uncle Dave's at 99 Bottles in downtown Santa Cruz on Walnut between Pacific and Cedar. Thank you so much for your continued support of the show. Joaquin, we need some really quick hot takes on your Leicester City pick.
My Leicester City pick?
You're holding in your hand that ticket. The golden ticket.
I mean,
You and Tom Hanks put 50 pounds down.
I just put 10 pounds down on every team, figuring if one of the long shots won, free money, right?
That actually would have been a good idea this year.
This year.
Yeah.
All other years, that's a terrible strategy. No one do that.
132 years of Premier League.
Yes.
No Leicester City victories until this season.
Technically not 132 years of first top flight British football.
Okay.
They're very particular about saying the Premier League started at a certain date, in like 91 or something.
Okay.
And all Premier League only records, that's why they happen all the time. That's why it's like so-and-so scored the fastest to blah, blah, blah. It's because it's not in the history of English football. It's just like since 1991. It's like if the NBA decided, we're going to start the record books fresh since like the year 2000. And then all of a sudden we're like all-time leading scorer in the new NBA. And
Well, it's like what the Baltimore Ravens did when they came over from the Cleveland Browns. They started the record books over.
Yeah,
when Cleveland came back, they readopted the old Browns records.
But that was part of the deal. That wasn't like a marketing ploy.
Fair enough.
I mean, if you're going to name your football team after a poem, like you got to do something for the city.
Who is Leicester City's best player?
What is his name? Riyad Mahrez, and he won Player of the Year. Second best player, probably Jamie Vardy, who had a ridiculous goal-scoring streak early in the season.
These are not the best players in the Premier League.
Right.
They don't have the superstar.
Yes.
And
they were tactically sound all year. England fairly gets a rap for not being the most tactically advanced league, and Leicester City was very disciplined in terms of defense, and then they broke their counterattack. I wanted to call it a fast break. Because people say so-and-so broke well to spring the counter. But anyways, their counterattacking football was very effective. They managed to score from set pieces on games when their opposition was packing the box against them and not trying to play with the ball. And also their underdog status helps them all year because other teams would come out and play against them. Whereas if you watch a game where Arsenal plays a not so good team or where Manchester City plays a not so good team, the favored team has the ball almost the entire time, and so they sort of like tilt the gravity of the field so that they're always attacking. And Leicester City wasn't trying to have the ball the whole time. They were trying to play back and forth with the other team, not let it concede a lot of goals, and then score quickly on a counter.
Okay, well, congrats to Leicester City. Make your pick in the Madrid Derby.
I think Atletico Madrid wins the final. Last week I picked Real to win the Champions League, but this is why I think just right now I still think Real's the better team, but Atletico wins the Champions League. They also managed to somehow pull off victory and win the Spanish Premier League. And it becomes the year of the dark arts, in which teams that don't want to play with the ball, just want to kick the crap out of the other team and just kick them as hard as they can in the ankle, commit a lot of dirty fouls, play really cynically, but they wind up winning, with Leicester City and Atletico Madrid winning too many trophies.
Okay, so we haven't had any fun in this show so far. That's why we bring on Producer Tory.
Yeah, too much analysis. To all the jokes turning into analysis.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I try so hard. But in the end, we go to Tory Topics. We do have to wish a very happy birthday to our regular contributor and co-host, Daniel Zarchi. He turns 29 today. May the 4th be with him, as well as he is at a wedding in New Orleans. Have a fantastic time this weekend, my friend. We miss you. We will see you soon to talk about some baseball. But for now, let's go to Tory Topics.
I've got my warm, fuzzy draft story for you guys.
Okay.
6th round of the draft on Saturday.
No one was watching.
No one was watching. Germany's Moritz Boringer becomes the first ever foreign-born player without any college football experience to get drafted.
What sport did he play? Oh, because in Germany they love football.
Yeah.
It's the only country it caught on in Europe.
Yeah, he played football in Germany.
Okay.
And got drafted from Germany. But Boringer didn't even know what American football was until he was 17, when he started watching YouTube videos of Adrian Peterson, learned how to play football by watching Adrian Peterson, and then got drafted by the Vikings.
Hopefully no parenting videos snuck
Hopefully
through
no
from
parenting
Adrian
videos.
Peterson.
Oh.
But he wound up getting into football watching the Vikings and got drafted by the Vikings.
Well, now he can come to America where other Viking-looking German dudes like Dirk Nowitzki
He
play
wants to
American
be
sports.
the Dirk Nowitzki of the NFL, which I think is cute.
That would be wonderful.
I want to be the Yao Ming of America.
Maybe he will shut it down, and we can,
go
all
home.
go home.
Hey, before we move on with another Tory topic, I know, Tory, you have a pick. Joaquin, I don't know. Kentucky Derby this Sunday, Mother's Day?
I'm going to pick whichever horse is the third favorite. I don't know. I don't know enough about race
I
horses,
went
but I
with
feel like that's the best betting
hilariously
system.
named Oscar-nominated.
Okay.
Yeah, the Sly Stallone of the Kentucky
Yeah.
Derby.
Can I see the list of the dirt? You have them right here? Because I have my pick. There's 4 gray horses in this year.
Okay.
It's the year of the gray horse, which
All
is
right.
fantastic because I always pick the gray horse. I'm
the
going
year
with
of the pale mare,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, the dark arts, the dark gray arts. I'm going with Creator at 10-1. One of the gray horses. I always pick a gray one, so I'm going with Creator.
Okay.
Tyler the Creator, maybe. See, I made a reference.
There you go. That was the least white thing you've done all show.
Yes, yes. All right, Tori.
All right. Let's go to Eli Apple, another draft pick.
Cornerback, yeah.
Getting burned hardcore by his mom, so hard that she's the winner of draft week.
Well, okay.
He was offered to wear Rolex watches and diamonds and all of these other things to the draft, and his mom says, "Dude, you're an unemployed college dropout. You're not going on TV with a Rolex."
Wow. This sounds like Draymond Green's
Let's
mom.
just say
Shut
she's not wrong.
down.
Mrs.
Shut
Apple.
down.
She's Walter Whiting at her son. She's not wrong.
Though he runs a little better than Walter Jr., I think.
Did the Giants just draft Eli Apple so they could use the headline, Eli Apple comes to the Big Apple to play with Eli?
Something like that.
Ugh.
The
too
apple
much.
of
The
Eli's
moment it
eye.
happened.
Eli Apple, yeah.
The apple of the Big Apple's apple. How does this go?
It was a reach in the draft, too, from all the stuff I read, so.
It was probably,
Can't cook.
there were probably many reaches by the New York Daily News in their headline.
I want to work in that department. That would be my
the headline department.
Writing terrible, head-snacking headlines, that's what I do.
Yeah.
So Mike Pelfrey awkwardly fist bumps an umpire who was just trying to call an out.
What do you mean, like he did the
Like
fist with the out? And
the ump and he went for the fist bump.
I'm in, ump.
Awkward.
I'm all in, dude. Let's go.
Awkward.
Getting a drink after.
When do you ever touch the umps?
You never
I
touch an
know.
ump.
Do they pull out a yellow card or something when that happens?
No, they don't.
How does this work?
Their pockets are full of baseballs.
Oh.
Which is interesting. The home plate umpire just has containers of baseballs attached to his head.
While he's in his
He's
little
just
quarter
got
squat.
those tennis ball tubes built into his pockets.
Ah.
I think there was a team that experimented with having the balls come up from behind home plate in a little robotic thing. Because normally the bat boys have to bring them out, but they just experiment the umpire just grabs from the thing. But baseball's an old sport. Let's keep it old.
Stay
old, baseball.
Stay old. Never change baseball.
Like your fans, except when your fans die,
Ooh.
which is what's happening to baseball.
Poor baseball.
Baseball's really
R.I.P.
successful
baseball.
with their local market contracts.
Yeah, but they can't do the national thing anymore. No one can watch a Red Sox-Yankees game that doesn't live on the East Coast.
And they're shorter now too, right?
By like 7 or 8 minutes.
Okay.
I need like 45 minutes cut out of a baseball game.
Yeah, I want 2.5. I want there to be like a running clock, and at 2.5 hours they just call the game.
No, then you see some serious delays.
Yeah, it'd be
Pre-shot clock NBA.
Yeah, but it's like a mercy rule.
Okay, one more, Tori, real quick.
Space Jam 2's got a director, and LeBron is attached.
Is it LeBron?
It's Justin Lin, who
But
did
it's really
Fast and the Furious.
Guy.
It's
Okay.
Yeah.
really LeBron. We know it's just LeBron.
So here's my question.
How many coaches does he get fired in this movie?
Is there going to be an awkward moment when LeBron can't carry the weak supporting cast and the Looney Tunes are enslaved forever?
Are they all
or
wearing
is the Toon Squad
2009
going to get
Cavs
eliminated
jerseys?
so he moves to the Monstars?
Is Zach Randolph the king of Moron Mountain?
Ooh.
He's a scary dude.
Plot twist, LeBron's a monster. Who do you have for the Charles Barkley role? Who would you want?
Charles Barkley.
No, because it has to be someone whose powers got stolen. Or whose basketball playing ability got stolen.
Andres Biedrins.
No, who is it? DeAndre Jordan does a really good Charles Barkley impersonation.
I mean, it's going to be Blake, right? Blake has to have the second biggest
yeah.
role in this because
That's
he's
a good
also
call.
a
Oh,
Nike
God,
guy.
I want Blake
Yeah.
Griffin.
It can't be DeAndre because he can't act anymore after having worn a blonde wig in his first role. He's now typecast as a tall leggy blonde.
He's a hot mom.
a very
he is
leggy
a hot
blonde.
mom.
All right, well, that's our show. SeatGeek is our presenting sponsor. SFG20 is our offer code. Thank you so much to Tory and Joaquin for being on the show today. My name is Thomas Todd. This is Coach's Decision. You can find it on iTunes along with my other show, mine and Danny's show, Giants Pod. All of that on iTunes. Thank you to 99 Bottles, Fanatics.com, FansEdge.com. Once again, SeatGeek, promo code SFG20. You're listening to KSCO 1080, Santa Cruz, Salinas, Monterey.